So now that we've created the test segment, which is, as we can see, has ice cream flavors in there as a heading, we need to be able to use that by putting it into a group and then into a template. So we're going to save this dictation segment. We're going to go back to this admin page, and we're going to click on this dictation segment groups right here. So we click on this group, and here's the different groups we have available. We can also add another one. And the sort order right here is just for this list, so that we can kind of keep track of where things are. So we're going to add another. We're going to call the group name test group, and we're going to say, and this is all in alphabetical order, we're going to try to select this test segment, and we're going to add it to this test group. So we're going to save changes, and now there's this test group right here, sort order 10. We're going to actually add it right to the bottom or the top, so we're going to make it -10. And it won't show up until I go in here again. So now -10 is right at the top, and we can add more to it just by clicking on whatever we want. You can select more than one, add them all there, or I don't want them all there, so I'm just going to delete them from there. And so the only section in this group right now is my test segment. So let's save changes. We'll go back to the admin page, and now it's in a group, we can select it into a template. So we're going to create a template. Here's the templates that are there. We're going to add another one called test template, and the sort order for this template is going to be 1 because we want it right at the top. Now, in order to, so here, this box right here, it shows the sections or segments that are in this template. Right now there aren't any. So we're going to add one. So we're going to add our test section to this group. So first we have to select the grouping that our segments in. This is test group, so we add that. And this box here has all the different segments that are in that group. There's only one right now, so we'll click on that, and then here's the sort order we want in the notes. Again, this sort order is what order these checkboxes show up in. So the sort order in the template for general appearance is numerically before the sort order for the template of heart/vascular right here. And that's how it organizes this checkbox thing. So we're going to add this, and we're going to say that this sort order is 0 for this test segment. And then we'll add a few others just to show you how it's done. Let's say we want, part of a physical exam. We'll click on physical exam, hit add, and then here's all the different sections for physical exam. So we'll say that we're doing an abdominal exam, and we want that after that. So we give it a sort order 5. So this comes before this, and then we'll do a past medical history, a medication history, and we want that actually before this physical exam. So we're going to give it a sort order of 3. And we can slide it in right there. And you can do that as many times as you want. Just keep in mind that it's probably a good idea to leave a few spaces in the numbers. Like you could do 0, 1, 2, but that doesn't leave any room for you to change these or to slide things in easily. I mean, you can, if I wanted to change the sort order here, I can click on the thing and it'll bring it back up here. I can change the sort order to, let's say 10. And when I save it again, it changes it. But it's much easier to give yourself some room to slide some segments in there rather than having it be 1, 2, 3 and then have to change. If you wanted to slide one in between test segment and abdominal, if it's 1, 2, you'd have to change not only this one but all the ones after it as well in order for it to stay in order. So it's just kind of good practice to leave some space there. And so now my template has 3 segments in it: the test group, test segment here, the physical exam for the abdominal, because we're going to need that eating so much ice cream, and the medication history. And so if I hit save, this is now a template called test template with sort order 1, which is the same sort order as vital signs apparently, which is just fine. Also, you can sort this by template groups. Right now there's 3 different groups, so if I hit on procedures, it'll only show the ones in that procedure group. But now we need to add it to a procedure group, or not a procedure group, a template group, so that we can include that in a note. So now we come down here to template groups, and we're going to add another group called test template group. And we're going to give a sort order of -10 again, so it's right up at the top. And here's the available templates that aren't in it right now. So we're going to put test template here, and you can add again as many as you want. We'll hit test template, hit add, and now it's part of this, it's a selected template, so it's in this group. Hit save changes, you can see this test template group here. And now, I think I'm going to have to reload this page. So let's save note changes. Hit edit note. Now when I click on template group, there's 4 different groups instead of 3, and one of them is called test template group. So here's the where the template group comes into play. It says test template group. I click on that, and there's one template in this group, my test template. So when I click on that, it'll show up the 3 sections we had. The first one, test segment. The second one, physical exam and abdominal, and then medication history, just like in, let me show you, our template. So test segment, PE, abdominal, medication history. Perfect, 0, 5, 10. So that's the order it shows up in. And as you can see from earlier when we built it, we have, so now I'll show you how this works with the segment itself. Dictation segments. So here's our test segment. We have ice cream flavors. So we have what we call, the section is called test segment. So you can see that here, test segment. And it's automatically checked, as we showed, automatically checked. And ice cream flavors is automatically checked, and chocolate is automatically checked. So we have ice cream flavors, which is the heading, and then these 4 options under the heading that are for the actual, what we call the line items. And chocolate's automatically checked, and ice cream flavors automatically checked. So we're gonna test this out. So we have vanilla. Apparently I spelled vanilla wrong. And Neapolitan. So we're just gonna click them all. Actually, let's do chocolate and Rocky Road, and vanilla. And we're gonna compose the text here. So we'll compose the text, and as you can see, it says this is a test segment. So that's the section text I put here. Because this segment is being used, that text appears in the note. This is a test segment. And then the patient's favorite ice cream flavor is, that's the same text that I put here. So because this ice cream flavors is checked, this is what appears in the note. The patient's favorite ice cream flavor is. And then we have these options here. So we have chocolate. So we did vanilla or vanilla, chocolate. So vanilla, it'll say vanilla, comma, chocolate, comma, and then we selected Rocky Road too. Rocky Road with marshmallows and chocolate chips because they are delicious. So we look in the note, that's exactly what it says. The patient's favorite ice cream flavor is vanilla, comma, chocolate, comma, Rocky Road with marshmallows and chocolate chips because they are delicious. So that's how you build a segment, and that's kind of the heart of how the template works. And then you just kind of organize those segments into a template. So we also have abdominal exam. So if I wanted, so let me show the parameters here. So we have the size, we can make it bigger if we wanted. And here's the sort order we put is 40. Remember this, 40. And we can change that here in the note just for this time. You know, if we wanted to do 50 instead, we could do that, and we just click on another thing to make it save. And as you can see, it disappeared. Oh no, it didn't. Because this is review of systems title, it says review of systems here because I have a title associated with it, and here it says review of systems as well. But now the sort order is 50. So let's delete all this and just only use our template here. Delete, and then we'll say show this section. So we go through this, we say test segment, ice cream flavors, vanilla, chocolate, Rocky Road. And then for the abdominal exam, we say abdomen is soft, non-tender, so this looks good. And then medication history, we'll just click on medication history. And so instead of composing each one of these, we can hit on compose all text. And it automatically puts in a header here and a footer here. But it has our review systems, our medication history, and our abdominal exams. Now notice that in the note, the medication history and the abdominal exam are opposite of what this is here. And that's because this sort order is the sort order we have in the template itself. And this sort order is the template we have in the note sort order in each segment. So when we go back and check these segments, we have the medication history is a sort order 201, whereas the physical exam abdominal is a sort order 365. So even though it comes before the other one in the checkboxes here, numerically in the note sort orders, the medication history comes before the abdominal exam, so it shows up before it in here. So there's a difference between this sort order, which is found in the template creation, and this sort order, which is found in each segment's note sort order. And that's really all you really need to know about building a template. The template groups are the first order of selecting a template. You know, there's different template groups, and the templates are involved in each one, and the templates are built of segments that are in segment groups. And each segment group or segment could have a title, for instance, review systems, that is associated with it that has other parts to it. And that's I think that's everything.